Hello everyone, welcome to VV Biology. This is Ranjithkumar. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, which is where does the photosynthesis occur? The topic itself is a question. So they're asking where does the photosynthesis occur? Hope we know that the photosynthesis occurs in the green parts of the plant because the green parts will have photosynthesis as discussed in the previous topic. So there the photosynthesis occurs. If they ask specifically where does the photosynthesis occurs, so you can say the majority of the photosynthesis occurs in the green leaves of the plant. So particularly, so in this topic we are going to discuss about the structure, external structure of leaf and also the internal structure of leaf and where does the photosynthesis occur specifically in the leaf, right? We'll go with that. So first thing we'll go with the external structure of leaf. In general, if you take any leaf, it will have certain important parts. So first thing we have veins. If you look at the leaf, there will be some irregular branches or parallel branches can be seen on the surface of the leaf. They are nothing but veins. The veins are branched from the middle axis called as midrib. So midrib is little thicker than the veins, and the midrib is a center axis of the leaf that divides the leaf into two equal halves. Understood? So this midrib, particularly the midrib and the veins consist of mainly phloem and xylem. What we discussed already, the phloem and xylem both are vascular tissues. Vascular tissues, they transport the substances from one part of the plant to the another part of the plant. Particularly when it comes to phloem, that transports the products of photosynthesis and we call it as food. And xylem transports the water along with dissolved minerals from the roots to all other parts of the plant. So the xylem and phloem transports the essential substances such as food, water, nutrients or minerals to the leaf. So very important thing. Second thing, all the surface area of the leaf is nothing but lamina or otherwise called leaf blade. It's simply a leaf surface, a greeny part of the leaf. Understood? So these are the specific parts of the leaf externally. So when you take internal structure, see if you cut the specific part of the leaf, a thin slice, and if you observe that particular thin slice under a microscope, you will see such kind of structure. Let us discuss what it is. So first thing, this is called the cross section of leaf. This cross section of leaf will have two layers. See, which I have drew here in red color. So this is the upper epidermis. Epidermis. Epi. The word epi means outer. Outer. The word dermis. Dermis means skin. See, dermatologist, the doctor who is specialist in skin diseases, we call him as dermatologist. Such a way, dermis is nothing but skin. Epi means outer. So, outer skin. Epidermis means outer skin. Since it is in the upper part of the leaf, so we call it as upper epidermis. And this is present in the lower part of the leaf. Hence, it is called as lower epidermis. Say, for example, take my hand as a leaf. This is the upper surface. So, we can call this as upper epidermis. And this is the lower surface of the leaf of my hand. And you can consider this as a lower epidermis. Understood? So, upper epidermis and lower epidermis. See, above the upper epidermis, there is a thin waxy coating called cuticle. Cuticle, it is a waxy coating, right? Because it's made up of waxy substances. If you observe any leaf, the upper surface will look little shiny, right? So that is due to the waxy coating. And even the water will not have contact or touch or absorbed by the upper surface of the leaf. That is also due to the presence of cuticle layer on the upper surface of the leaf. Understood? Yes. So coming to upper and lower epidermis, right? Then we have certain cells between upper epidermis and the lower epidermis, right? So all these cells are in general known as mesophyll cells. See, meso, M-E-S-O, meso means middle, meso means middle, and fill means leaf. So mesophyll is nothing but middle of the leaf. So the cells present in the middle of the leaf is nothing but mesophyll cells. Middle means what, sir? Middle is nothing but the cells present between upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. So middle to the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis is nothing but mesophyll cells. These mesophyll cells have two different types, or composed of two different types of cells. One is palisade parenchyma, another one is spongy parenchyma. So you can see here clearly the cells which are just below to the upper epidermis. This row of cells are nothing but called palisade parenchyma cells. And the cells just above to the lower epidermis is nothing but spongy parenchyma. So here I have shown only one layer of cells, but there will be some 2 to 3 layer of cells in both palisade and spongy parenchyma, right? So just make one thing clear: the cells present just below to the upper epidermis are known as palisade parenchyma, and the cells just above to the lower epidermis are known as spongy parenchyma. So palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma together called mesophyll cells. Understood? Right. So when it comes to palisade parenchyma, these cells are almost cylindrical in shape, and they all are closely packed together with very less intercellular spaces. Here intercellular space is nothing but the space between the cells, palisade parenchyma cells. So inter means between, right? Space is nothing but gap. So intercellular space, the space between the palisade parenchyma is nothing but intercellular space. Here the intercellular space is very less, because all these cells are closely packed together in a proper way, so that reduces the intracellular spaces. So these cells are parenchymatous cells and having all the essential cellular organelles, and one important cellular organelle is nothing but chloroplast. As we already discussed, chloroplast is a kind of plastid that synthesize a green color pigment called chlorophyll. A chlorophyll, right, is a green color pigment. Green color pigment here. So this chlorophyll will trap energy, light energy from the sunlight, and utilize that for photosynthesis. So this is very important. You may have a question, sir, why palisade parenchyma have arranged just below to the upper epidermis? And one more thing, the palisade parenchyma will have more chloroplast than the spongy parenchyma. Why? Because these are just below to the upper epidermis, and upper epidermis will receive more sunlight. See, if you take this as a leaf upper surface, see, the lot of light is falling on my upper surface area, but the lower surface area is shadow, has only shadow. The light is very less here, so here it has more light, so more light can provide more light energy, right? So more light energy is falling on the upper surface, So in order to trap more light energy from the sunlight, so more palisade parenchyma are closely packed, and even they are having more chloroplast. So more chloroplast will absorb more light, more photosynthesis. More photosynthesis, more carbohydrate, which means more food, more energy. Understood? So very important thing, right? When it comes to the another type of mesophyll cell, which is spongy parenchyma, which is present just above the lower epidermis. See, if you see one thing, there is a difference in the arrangement. So, palisade parenchyma tightly packed or closely packed, and they are regularly arranged. But if you see the spongy parenchyma, so they are irregularly packed with lot of intercellular spaces. So this is another different. The palisade parenchyma has very less intercellular space, whereas the spongy parenchyma having lot of intercellular spaces, and they are irregularly arranged. Why these layer of cells have adapted in this way? So that facilitates exchange of gases. See why it is adapted in this way? For a function. It helps in the exchange of gases. So more air spaces will accommodate more air. More air, more exchange of gases between cell and the air spaces. Right. So another very important thing I want to tell you in the epidermis, which is here stomata. See here you can see one stomata and another stomata here. The stomata consists of God cells. See here both the sides I have given a bean shaped God cells, right? So here these two are God cells. Between these two God cells we have a small opening or a pore that connects. See, this is atmosphere, outer environment, and this is the air space present inside the leaf. So this opening or pore between God cells connects this atmosphere and the air spaces that facilitates exchange of gases. So God cells and this opening, which is generally called stomatal pore. So stomatal pore, God cells and the air space together called stomata, right? The stomata plays a vital role in the exchange of gases. Say for example, during photosynthesis, the plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and releases oxygen. CO2 is taken, oxygen is released through stomata. So similarly, during respiration, they will take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. During transpiration, the excess water will be released to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. So it plays very important role in exchange of gases. See, you can see here the God cells also having chloroplast that I have indicated with the green dots. So God cells also capable of doing photosynthesis. See, based on this diagram, there is a very important one mark question, right? In the MCQ, they will give this picture diagram as a printed one, and they will be asking the question, or they will be labeling few parts. Say for example, upper epidermis 1, lower epidermis 2, and then mesophyll cells 3, God cells 4. So they will be asking an MCQ based on this diagram. So where does the photosynthesis occur among the labeled parts in the cross section of leaf? So you just look into it. See the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. There will be, see, nowhere I have given it green dots, which means there is no chloroplast. Make sure this thing, both upper epidermis and the lower epidermis are devoid of chloroplast. There is no chloroplast. So if there is no chloroplast, ultimately there will be no chance for photosynthesis. So photosynthesis will not occur in the upper epidermis and lower epidermis. And then if you look at the mesophyll cell, both palisade parenchyma and sponge parenchyma, see they have chloroplast, so they are capable of doing photosynthesis. So photosynthesis occurs here. If you look at the another labeled part, God cells, the God cells also having chloroplast, so they are capable of doing photosynthesis, right? So what could be the answer here? Option 3, sorry, label 3 and 4 are capable of photosynthesis. Option can be like option A, option A 1 and 2, option B 1 and 3, option 3, 3 and 4, option 4, 1 and 4. So such kind of options can be given. So you need to make sure that the mesophyll cells and God cells are capable of photosynthesis. Understood? So this is what the topic, and I hope you have understood the topic, and I hope you like the video. And if you like the video, please do like the video and subscribe my channel VV Biology. If you have any doubt in the topic, please leave in the comment section. Let me give a clarity. So thank you all of you. Thanks for the listening. Bye bye.